am the great Cornholio!
Hi, everyone.
Hey Beavis, isn't it time to show these viewers how this really cool game works?
Yeah, we're gonna score!
Okay, so here I have the Beavis and Butthead, the Great Cornholio game for this how to play video. This game does contain some foul words, so I have a disclaimer. Do not look at me if you get in trouble by saying any of the words in this game to your parents, at school, or wherever, whoever, and whatever. Make sure that you watch this video with your parent or with another adult. After all, this game is made for teenagers and older. So in this game, you match the phrases on the cards with the letters from the discard pile. This is what you get. The instructions, which is just a piece of paper, double-sided, and 70 cards. Yep, that's pretty much it for contents. Before I get to the basic mechanic of this game, I'm going to show off the different phrases, which are insults that you would hear from a typical episode of Beavis and Butthead. There are 35 total in this game, and I shuffled these already ahead of time, so they're going to be in a random order. And again, if you as a kid say any of these words in public, you may be grounded. Don't look at me because you wanted to watch this video. Anyways, this is what the insults are. Asswipe, man boobs, monkey slap, nutsack, pea brain, not the way that I spell it though. Mine has the letter A instead of an E as in green peas. Bunghole, nut toaster, butt breath, masturbator, dillweed, dillwad, fart knocker, nut buster, fart licker, monkey spank, bonbon, monkey breath, ass goblin, ass clown, fart breath, butt wipe, butt ventriloquist, turd wipe, pecker butt, butt monkey, turd munch, panty wuss, piss breath, butt licker, nut face, dill hole, dumbass, ass munch, ass dumpling, and tool. There are 4 wild cards and 2 special cards that I'll go over later. But to set up the game, shuffle all the cards up, draw 1 card from the deck, and place it face up in the center of the play area. Then you're going to deal the rest of the cards evenly to all of the players, and every player will have their own deck of cards that they will place face down in front of them. There are no turns in this game. Every player will be playing at the same time. A player will volunteer to do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. As soon as they say go, the game begins. This is where all the players will draw 1 card at a time from their respective decks and add them to their hand. You can hold as many cards as you want in your hand. In order to get rid of the cards in your hand, you must play cards from your hand to the center stack, with a phrase in your card that starts with a letter matching that on the top card of the center stack. For example, this card right here, the Turd Munch card, has the letters B and M, and it's the same thing on this side for the other players to see on the other side of the card. So with B and M, I gotta look at my hand and find a phrase that starts with the letters B or M. Pea brain starts with the letter P, so I can't use that, so I keep drawing. Then there's fart breath, it starts with F. There's no match, so I gotta keep going. Oh look, here's man boobs, the letter M and the letter M. There's a match. So if you play a matching card, you have to say the phrase to everyone else. So in this case, man boobs. And what happens is, the 2 letters change. So again, you gotta be quick about this because all the other players are gonna do the same exact thing and play cards on the center stack that match. And because there's gonna be a lot of cards played to the center stack, the 2 letters are gonna constantly change. So not only do you have to be quick, you also have to be focused. Now you know about the basic mechanic. There is one other thing to keep in mind though. You can only match cards with the first word of the phrase in the event that your phrase card has 2 words. Take for example, I have 2 cards in my hand, and once you know it, both of them actually match the center stack. P-Brain starts with the letter P, and Fart Breath starts with the letter F. So in this case, I'll play P-Brain. So the new letters are B and D. So I still have my Fart Breath card, and if you look, the word breath does start with the letter B. You cannot do this. You can only use the first letter of the entire phrase to play the card, so breath does not count here. So with Fart Breath starting with the letter F, there is no F, I'm gonna have to draw a card. But hey, here's Butt Wipe, that starts with B, so I'll play Butt Wipe. So there you go. So again, you'll be playing cards to the center stack as fast as you can, because other players are going to do the same thing. You are racing to get rid of all of your cards. There are 4 wild cards in this game, and they all work the same way. Let's go over the phrases. Hey, Bibi.
We're gonna score. Fire, fire, fire. TP for my bunghole.
In case you don't know what TP is, it's toilet paper. So when you play a wild card, ignore the phrase, because any wild card can be played on the center stack. So I'm gonna play,
We're gonna score.
and what happens is once that gets played, you can either play another wild card on top of that wild card, because it's wild, it'll work, or you can play a phrase card that has a phrase starting with the letter shown on the wild card. This is pretty awful. Quit whacking off. This is one of the 2 special cards. This is similar to a wild card in which you can play this at any time to the center stack while ignoring the phrase to go with the 2 letters. For this card, I'm gonna have to move this deck out of the way so I can show you. So somebody will play this card. Quit whacking off. All the other players will take their hands, place them face down to the table like this, and place both of their hands face down and not move them. The player who played this card will then take 3 cards from their hand, and if they have less than 3 cards, then they'll take all of what they got from their hand. That player will then give those 3 cards to the other players in any way. So for example, this player can give all 3 of their cards to me, or they may give 1 card to me, 1 card to a second player, and another card to a third player. Once this event is done, all the other players pick up their hands like this, and resume play. Then there's this special card. As soon as this card gets played on the center stack, every player must race to do this.
I am the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
You don't have to pull the shirt over your head during the event of this I Am the Great Cornholio special card. Just stand up, raise your hands, and say the phrase that I just said earlier. You just gotta make sure that you don't finish the event last, because if you are the last player to do so, all the other players can discard 1 card from their hand to the center stack in any way possible, ignoring the letters on the cards, but you don't get to discard a card from your hand. Then the game resumes play based on the topmost card from the stack. And one last thing, if no players can play a card to the stack, simply take the card from the bottom of the stack and place it on top. Continue doing this until a player can play a card to the stack. The game continues until a player has gotten rid of all of their cards, both from their hand and from the deck that they draw from. The player who gets rid of all their cards first wins the game, and that is how you play Beavis and Butthead, the Great Cornholio game. When you get old enough, let's say teenage, I highly recommend that you watch Beavis and Butthead, one of the best animated shows from the 1990s. With that being said, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out my gaming channel, Markis P Gaming, for video game Let's Play content. I will see you later, but until then, like always, take care.